know what I'm saying? It's a lot of problems that come with killing people. Like, if you kill him, just like you killed your partner, just like I'm finna come for him, people gonna come for me because I killed him.
We losing a lot of people. We're losing a generation of folks right now, quite honestly. Because there is no coming back if you are shot, murdered.
Gun violence with teenagers in CPS has kind of only exploded within the last 2 years, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that gun access is probably easier than it was, say, 10, 15 years ago.
My own personal opinion is, I think, is one aspect, because we talk about gun violence and who is happening to, and who's the victims as well as perpetuators. We're talking about youth of color. It's one of the things that unfortunately, that in terms of how a lot of young people, or people in general, just large society, about how they're choosing to deal with those emotions or feelings, revert to using guns.
Particularly when I was going to high school, I went to a CPS high school, Harlan, on 96 in Michigan. We didn't have a lot of issues of gun violence at the school, but we had a lot of fist fights and a lot of people got jumped on. What I would say is, I think the gun culture and the issue of students having access to guns, I think that's something that has to be explored, because it's very obvious that students have easy access to guns in their neighborhoods and through people they know. So there's not necessarily a lot of incidents of gun violence within CPS schools. I think the issues of gun violence take place around the school and in the neighborhood. And I think that when students who go to those CPS schools are killed, then the issue of gun violence is kind of magnified or made bigger.
I go to our alternative school, and it's located on 45th and Wells. It's like, I go there because, I got kicked out of my regular school for some other stuff, and now I go here to, better myself. Because people think that's the quickest way to solve their problems. They think that if you shoot them and kill them, and it's over with. It ain't gonna be nothing after that. Cause you gonna go to jail for shooting somebody. You gonna go to jail for shooting somebody. You gonna get, It's a lot of problems that come with killing people. Like, if you kill him, just like you killed your partner, just like I'm finna come for him, people gonna come for me because I killed him.
When you use a gun, you can kill somebody in just point blank range. I mean, less than a second. And so you're talking about, like I said, the loss of life and the expectation that somebody has wronged you, but you're going to the full extent of killing another person. And once you kill somebody, they can never come back from that. So I think that even if guns didn't exist, people will still have conflict, but then, the conflict will be at a point where people probably wouldn't lose their life as easily.
There wouldn't be so many killings, I guess. Because that's where all the killings coming from. People getting shot, If it wasn't no guns, people would be fighting more than they'd be shooting, so people wouldn't be dying, it'd just be bruised up and stuff like that.
I think that you hear about gun violence typically every week and almost every weekend now with teenagers, and I think it's absolutely a big issue. I think the issue of gun violence and gun access is actually starting to become more of an issue in the newspapers now, because more and more teenagers are starting to die. So there definitely is something wrong when you have 5 teenagers on average every weekend getting shot for any various amount of reasons.
That's one of the things that definitely is in terms of, you know, more criminalization of youth, and, you know, and how you justify why youth need to be locked up is, okay, you paint this picture, you show this picture of youth as being, you know, violent, using guns or other things. And, you know, one thing here in Chicago is that one big thing is that there's a lot of change happening in neighborhoods of color, you know, where there's a lot of new development that's happening. And so I think that in terms of, you know, ways to try to get rid of folks, basically, you show this picture of as being violent, as being killers and whatnot.
And in Chicago's neighborhoods, it's a lot tougher to live, and so people feel like, well, you know, I have to survive, and I'm always in survival mentality, and that kind of sometimes translates into, you know, a heightened sense of, you know, negativity when it comes to one-on-one violence. We just want people to have we want to help students develop a sense of self-confidence to the point where even if you're trying to develop a reputation, it's in the right way. And
okay, how can we work this thing out peacefully? Let's sit down here and talk about it. And then from that, hold each other accountable to those things.
Kids gonna make centers and stuff like that, more centers and more activities in certain communities with a lot of violence, so that, you know, kids will have better stuff to do than just to go outside and grab a gun, go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Have them playing basketball, football, you know, stuff like that.
Where I think the empowerment has to take place in neighborhoods that are affected by gun violence on a daily basis is it has to be reinforced not only through schools, but also in getting more resources to neighborhoods.